Okay, so imagine this. You have a dense 30-page report and you need to turn it into a polished slide deck, like right now. What if you could do it in the time it takes to make a cup of coffee? Today, we're diving into a source that describes a new AI tool that claims it can do exactly that. This could literally change how we make presentations forever. And right out of the gate, the source material makes this incredibly bold claim. We're not talking about a minor update or a small improvement here. This is being framed as a fundamental, ground-up shift in how we share our ideas.
And there's the magic number that's behind that huge claim: 5 minutes. The promise is that you can go from a complicated document, or even just an idea, to a finished, professional-looking presentation in less time than it takes to get through your morning coffee. So just let that sink in for a second. That huge report, that dense white paper, all those research notes you've been dreading, could an AI really just read it, understand it, and then build the entire slide deck for you? Well, that is precisely the problem this new tool says it can solve. So let's talk about the tool at the center of all this buzz. It's called Kimi Slides, and what we're looking at today is a major new update that supposedly makes all of this a reality. Now, the really crucial thing to understand here isn't just the speed. Lots of things are fast. The claim is that it can achieve a professional, designer-level quality automatically. We're talking about slick visuals, smart layouts, and clean charts that look like you paid a pro to create them.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches here. I mean, calling PowerPoint a Stone Age tool is a pretty direct shot at the king of the hill, right? It's language meant to frame this as a massive, disruptive leap forward. And the actual workflow, it's broken down into these 4 simple steps. You upload a file, you write a detailed prompt, and you get a full slide deck back. But that 4th step is so important. You can export it as an editable PowerPoint file. That means you're not locked into some new system. You can take what the AI creates and tweak it with the tools you already know and use. So how in the world does it actually do all this? Well, the source says it all comes down to 2 key pieces of tech working together under the hood. So let's take a quick look at what Agentic Search and Nano Banana Pro actually are. Okay, first up is Agentic Search. This isn't your standard chatbot that just answers a question. The AI, which is called Kim K2, acts more like an agent. It literally comes up with a plan, searches for info if it needs to, and uses other tools, like a calculator or an image search, to get a complex job done, like building a whole presentation from scratch. This comparison from the source really nails the difference. A standard AI is reactive. You ask, it answers. But the claim with Kim K2 is that it's proactive. It's like having your own dedicated research assistant and a graphic designer on call, both working together to bring your idea to life. And the second piece of this puzzle is Nano Banana Pro. This is the engine that handles all the visuals. And according to the source, this thing is seriously powerful. We're talking 4K resolution images, the ability to generate crisp, accurate text inside an image, which is a big deal, and you can control the visual style. So you can tell it, hey, make this look minimalist, or corporate, or even like a hand-drawn sketch. Okay, so the text sounds impressive for sure, but how does it actually perform in the real world? The source gives us a couple of great examples that show what this process looks like, from writing the prompt to getting a finished deck. So for the first example, let's look at something really data-focused. Imagine you've got a 30-day log of your workouts, what you ate, your progress, all that raw data. The goal is to turn that spreadsheet or PDF into a polished, easy-to-understand visual summary. And here is the exact prompt from the source. Notice how detailed it is. This is key. It's not just make a presentation. It specifies the number of slides, the data points to focus on, the vibe of the visuals, motivational, and even the final file format. The more specific you are, the better the result you're going to get. All right, now for a totally different challenge. This one is much more creative and actually requires the AI to go out and do its own research. Instead of just analyzing a document you provide, the goal here is to create a presentation based on a simple idea. You see what's happening with this prompt? The AI isn't just summarizing information you gave it. It's being asked to become a content creator. It has to research the destinations, find the photos, write the tips, and design the whole thing. This really shows how ambitious the tool is, trying to handle the entire creative process from start to finish. And this really gets to the heart of how you'd use a tool like this effectively. The source emphasizes that you're not just barking an order, you're directing a creative partner. The more specific you can be about the style, who it's for, and the kinds of images you want, the closer that final deck is going to be to what you had in your head. So let's zoom out. What's the really big picture here? Why does the source material present this whole thing as such a massive step forward? Let's get to the final overarching claim. And we're right back to this powerful, almost unbelievable statement. The source just keeps hammering this point home, the incredible efficiency. The very idea that the whole creative pipeline, from research to writing to design to formatting, can be squashed down into just a few minutes. Well, that's the whole ballgame. And this is really the main takeaway. The true innovation here isn't just one of these features on its own. It's the seamless integration of all three roles, the researcher, the writer, and the designer, into a single unified workflow. It's about getting rid of all the friction of jumping between your browser, your Word doc, and your design software and just collapsing it all into one step. So, the question this all leaves us with is a pretty big one. When creating something professional becomes this fast, this accessible, what does that change? What does it change about how we work, how we communicate with each other, and maybe even the very speed at which we can share new ideas?